for about 3 hours. And because we're always together, we have actually bonded like a family. We love each other, but that doesn't mean that we always get along. There's this one student in my class that everyone clashes heads with. This is because every time they're about to win a debate with this particular student, they always shut your point of view down by saying their favorite catchphrase, "What's the big deal?" So, for example, I told my class that I was very excited to be speaking at this induction ceremony. And before I could finish explaining to them why this honor society is so important, the student cut me off and was like, "What's the big deal?" So, I decided today I would take a moment to explain why the National Junior Honor Society is such a big deal. To be in the National Junior Honor Society, the national minimum GPA students must maintain is a 3.5 GPA, while showcasing that they are able to continuously participate in community service projects and numerous volunteer activities. Students have to meet these requirements while balancing their sports, other clubs, families, and friends. To all the new members, embrace these challenges and do not be afraid of them. Being inducted into this honor society is a huge accomplishment, and it should not be taken lightly. You are the new leaders of this school, and this is an honor. Embrace your road to a successful future. And to all you current members, let this be known that you are all more than exceptional students. Meeting these requirements is a major achievement and a big step towards a bright future. I know all of you members, both new and current, are thinking, future, what does this have to do with the future? I know this because I remember thinking the same thing 4 years ago, sitting in the same spots as you all as a Madeline Magic student. When I was in the 7th grade, my homeroom teacher handed me the letter saying I was invited to become a member of the National Junior Honor Society. I was ecstatic. This was my #1 goal in middle school, so I did everything possible to be able to get in. I built up my extracurricular activities, and I made sure I maintained my grades. When I was notified that I had gotten in, excitement isn't even the word to describe how I had felt. I love the National Junior Honor Society. I loved it so much that I ran for an office, and I made sure that I was heavily involved. I had developed what I call a go-getter attitude. Any club I was in, I made sure I was active. But when I went to high school, this go-getter attitude I had completely changed. And by the time I had gotten into 10th grade, I was not involved in any extracurricular activities. And to be quite frank, I had lost my motivation to do anything. It most likely was from the stress of being in a new environment. So in the 10th grade, I got the letter from my English teacher saying I was invited to apply to the National Honor Society, which is the high school equivalent to the National Junior Honor Society. The process to apply was difficult for me because I couldn't find anything to put on my resume. And it was hard for me to think of anything that I had done. And you definitely cannot put activities you did from middle school. I finally finished applying, but this time I did not get in. And I was confused because I was so used to getting into anything that I had applied to. And like a regular student, I blamed it on the school system. But then I realized it was my fault that I didn't get in. I wasn't involved in anything. The process for getting into the National Honor Society was harder than I was used to. You needed recommendations from community service activities and teachers, and because I wasn't involved, I did not meet the community service requirements. But instead of letting that failure of me not getting in destroy me, I gained my go-getter attitude again. This wasn't my last chance to get in, and I could try again next year. So throughout my sophomore and junior years, I piled up all of my extracurricular activities. I channeled the attitude that I had in middle school. I found myself motivated to be completely involved. The time came to apply, and I had actually went above and beyond the requirements to get in. And this time, it was not hard to create my resume. And because of all my hard work, I had gotten into the National Honor Society. From my personal experience, I can tell you everything you are doing now has a because I had successfully gotten into the National Junior Honor Society, I was able to adjust myself to get into the National Honor Society when I applied the second time. What I learned from the National Junior Honor Society and the National Honor Society helped me in my college application process. The principles of citizenship, scholarship, character, service, and leadership were essential parts in my development throughout high school and were significant in allowing me to be admitted into every single college and university I applied to in the fall. And throughout my high school experience, I have came across many people who struggle when applying to college because they don't have a resume or any community service to reflect on. This could have easily been me, but because I had developed a go-getter attitude in middle school and at an early age I knew how to be heavily involved, the college process wasn't hard for me. The National Junior Honor Society and the principles it teaches helped me to be able to know how to be a well-rounded student. So what's the big deal about the National Junior Honor Society? The big deal is that your real world starts here. I know this sounds cliche, but it holds true. What you're doing now creates a ripple effect on your life. Future is a scary word, and it may seem like college and adulthood is in the distant future, but I know from experience, these years go by fast, and being in an honor society like this one guarantees success. As long as you take your experiences from the Honor Society and apply them to your everyday lives. Just like you all, I am from generations and generations of excellence, meaning that just like you all, it has been embedded in my head to be more than exceptional. The National Junior Honor Society is more than exceptional. Thank you all. I wish you good luck on